pretty high and creepy. It's nice. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. Today is not a regular Friday upload. So today I'm going to be doing an album review of Bring Me the Horizon's new album, which I waited for an extremely long time, like a very long time, since like 2017 or something, when they're like, yeah, we're gonna do an album, and I was like, yay, and now it's 2019 and they released that album, and it is not what yeah. It's different. A lot of people didn't like Bring Me the Horizon's last album, That's the Spirit, because they were like, it's too poppy, and I personally didn't think it was too poppy. It definitely wasn't as hardcore, but it wasn't pop. I like that album. I think it's fine. I think it's good. And the thing about it is that even though it's not always screaming 24/7 and like awesome breakdowns and stuff, it's still, the lyrics are still Bring Me the Horizon, the sound is still Bring Me the Horizon, even though it's not as hard, it's still, you know, it has that element of them in it. AMO, not so much. Ollie Sykes has mentioned in some interviews that they kind of wanted to be more mainstream. Like, he literally said, like, we kind of want to be more mainstream, but we're not selling out. And I was like, you're changing your sound to be more mainstream, but you're not selling out. So, we're not going to debate whether Bring Me the Horizon sold out or not, because I honestly don't even care at this point. But yeah, a lot of people really hated this album even before it came out. I thought I'd give it a chance, and I don't hate it. I don't hate every single song on it, but I definitely feel like it's not Bring Me the Horizon. There are songs that I would listen to even if they were by someone else. I just like the songs. But there's other songs I definitely only have on my playlist because it's Bring Me the Horizon, and I love Bring Me the Horizon, and I want to have that. So I'm just going to go through kind of song by song, talk about it. Before I get into the songs and specifics, I can say that it kind of reminded me of Andy Black's album, The Shadow Side, where, you know, he's in Black Veil Brides and there, that's harder music, and then there's Andy Black, which is more poppy, but it's not pop. Andy Black is not pop, it is dark pop, is what they call that. Some people call Melanie Martinez dark pop. I honestly don't even know what Melanie Martinez was, or is she still relevant? I don't know. But yeah, so it's just not what anyone wanted it to be. So I'm just gonna go through the tracks and tell you a little bit about them and what I thought of them. So the album starts off with a track, it's not really a song, but like a track called I Apologize If You Feel Anything, which is, I liked that. I was like, oh yeah, this could be like a good song, or this could be a good whatever it is, you know, that's a good title. And then it was like this weird like minute-long thing, and it's like, I apologize if you feel anything. It was weird. So it starts out with that. It was cool. It just was kind of weird. The first song, which all of you know if you're watching this video probably, is Mantra, and to be honest, I actually love Mantra. People kind of freaked out because it wasn't as like hardcore as the other stuff, but I'd say it's one of the hardest ones on the album, which again is kind of saying a lot how hard the album is, but I really, really, really like it. I love the message of it. I do like his vocals in it. I think they're really pretty. Maybe pretty isn't the word, but you know what I mean. He definitely sounds like Ollie Sykes, and you can definitely feel the Bring Me the Horizon vibe that's in it. Even if they're not screaming and doing crazy breakdowns and stuff, it's still Bring Me the Horizon, and you can feel that, you know? The second track is Nihilist Blues. It's good, like, I'll keep it on my playlist, it's fine. But I wish that he sang more, because he doesn't really sing in that song. It's mostly synthesizers. There's not a lot of actual instrumentals and actual vocals in that song. So it's a good song, but it's also like, it's missing vocals and instrumentals. Like, they're there, but they're not really there, if that makes sense. So it's good, but definitely not what I wanted from Bring Me the Horizon, because I listened to Bring Me the Horizon for the vocals and the instrumentals, because that's like what makes up a band, like I said earlier. So it's like a song, but the band isn't really there. The next one is In the Dark. I like the singing in this one. It definitely has more vocals. He's actually using his voice. He's actually present in the song. I like the message of it too. It's just, I don't know, it has good vibes, it has good lyrics. I don't mind that he's not like yelling or screaming. I definitely obviously would prefer that. I mean, not like him just yelling, but you know, I prefer it to be harder, but I don't mind it. Overall, I think it's a fine song. It's good. I don't mind the kind of softness of his voice. And not all the instrumentals I would like to be there are there, but the bass is good in that song, and at least they're adding a bass, so something. Next one is Wonderful Life, which I'm gonna be honest with you, when they released this as a single, I was kind of like, what? Like, I liked it, but I was like kind of unsure because it didn't sound like them as much. But now when I compare it to the rest of the album, definitely sounds more like Bring Me the Horizon than the rest of the album. This is probably, again, one of the harder ones on here, one of the hardest ones, which is saying a lot because it's not very hard. I like it. I like the part at the beginning. I like that one. I like the sound of it. It's a bop, and it's not a bop, but it's close to being a bop, so it's okay. It's one of the better ones on the album. Okay, Ouch. I expected it to be better than it was. It's probably one of my least favorite on the album. It's like if you mix the backtrack to a rap song and elevator music and you like smushed it together. That's kind of what it would sound like. So, you know, that's not really the best sound. But Bring Me the Horizon, you do you. Okay, whatever. Also, like, the entire song isn't actually Ollie's voice. It's that creepy, weird voice that I was talking about earlier. And it's like, and it's like really high and creepy. So I would love it if Oliver would come and, you know, sing, considering he's a singer, he's a vocalist, but, you know, if they want to do that creepy voice for, like, an entire song, that's totally fine. It's not weird at all. It doesn't bug me. Like, it's totally fine. The only part that I like about the song are the little throwbacks. I don't mind the lyrics. I think they're okay. Again, I just kind of wish that Ollie was singing them instead of the creepy thingy. But I like the throwbacks they did to some songs on That's the Spirit with the, like, Drag Me Through Hell and, like, Follow You and just all of that stuff. So I did like that. I thought that was clever. I thought it was good. But yeah, the voice thing really creeps me out. And it sounds like elevator rap. Elevator rap. Somebody make that a new genre. Please don't. That was a joke. So Medicine, when it came out, first of all, I watched the music video and I was like, what am I watching? That is interesting. Okay. I do think that Medicine was kind of, it sounded like a little bit off That's the Spirit, where it's poppy, but it also has that rocky, Bring Me the Horizon sort of vibe to it, so I did really like that. It actually has instrumentals and vocals, so, you know, it's like a real actual song by a real actual band, which was nice. I like that. Like a mellower version of a That's the Spirit song, and by that I mean the vocals just weren't as hard. He wasn't screaming, he wasn't yelling, he wasn't doing cool stuff. He didn't even really do like the scream that he does in Mantra, like he just didn't. So it kind of reminded me of a song off That's the Spirit, but then kind of toned down a little bit, if that makes sense. Sugar, Honey, Ice, and Tea, right when I saw the title, I was like, really? Has kind of a good message. I don't know if like good message is the phrase that I would use, but I like the words. I like kind of what it's trying to say. I think it's kind of weird to say, but I think it's kind of important, like, to understand. I don't even know how to explain it. Basically, just, you kind of live your whole life trying to ignore things that bother you, and sometimes that can make you ignore things that you really do need to address. And also just kind of saying, like, you're looking at everyone thinking that you're, like, messed up or something, but then you realize that everyone's kind of faking it in some way because everyone is constantly faking it because, you know, just that's the world we live in. So yeah, I do kind of like that message of it. It's kind of like Sempiternal meets That's the Spirit meets AMO. Like, it all just kind of goes together. Because there's parts that remind me of Sempiternal, obviously not the screaming and awesome, great Sempiternal stuff, but it's kind of poppy, like That's the Spirit, but it has some, like, kind of instrumental elements of Sempiternal, but then there's also synthesizers and the creepy voice, so, you know, gotta add AMO in there. I like that song. It's fine. It's good. It's cool. It's whatever. It's not a hard song, but at least it has instrumentals in it, and Ollie's voice isn't very hard, but it's pretty. He has a nice voice, so it's fine. Why You Gotta Kick Me When I'm Down reminds me of Throne. My first thought when I, like, saw the title and then turned it on, I was like, this is like Throne. And yeah, it does remind me of Throne. I do like it. It is, in my opinion, too poppy though. I like the lyrics a lot. I really like the lyrics. Like, they're like Throne times 2, I feel like. Throne squared, if you will. So I like the lyrics. I like it in theory, and I love the lyrics, but it is so poppy that it's painful. Like, it could almost be on, like, a pop radio. And it's such a good, like, that is a song with such emotion in it, just like Throne. Like, it's anger, it's passion, and yeah. They could have screamed like once, but you know, it's fine, it's fine. Just add those synthesizers in there and that makes up for it. Definitely makes up for it. Fresh Bruises was not my favorite. The whole entire song is synthesizers, which, again, synthesizers are fine when they're used in a fine way. Not if you're bringing the horizon and you just throw synthesizers into every single part of every single song. Like, I'm not mad about it at all. Another one with this one is, it's another song that doesn't have the band. Like, it's just synthesizers. And, I mean, there's little, you know, the instruments are there, Ollie is there, but they're not really there. I just feel like it's one of those songs that especially feels like it's not the band. It's not Bring Me the Horizon, because there's synthesizers and there's all these sounds going, but you're not hearing the drums, you're not hearing the bass, you're not hearing the guitar, you're not hearing them playing their instruments. There's not instrumentals. Also, there's like no vocals either. Like, there's not even vocals. Like, there is vocals, but sing, scream, do something, Ollie. Mother Tongue I did really like when it came out. So, it's definitely, though, I have to say, I liked it, but it's not Bring Me the Horizon. It's not hard, it's not screamy, it's not Bring Me the Horizon at all, but I do like it. I like the vocals, I like the chorus of it, I love the Fala AMO, everyone was tweeting about that. So I do love the lyrics of this song. I kind of feel like I would like the song better if it was by someone else, just because the lack of Bring Me the Horizon-ness in the song bothers me. So if it was by a different band, I'd totally love it. But I like the lyrics, I like kind of the message of it, of love speaks. And so I really like the Fala AMO part of it. I feel like that's a tattoo I would totally get. So yeah, I do like it, and I do like the vocals. I like the sound of the vocals in it, especially when he's yelling, Fala AMO. I think it's pretty, I think it's nice. It just bothers me that it's by Bring Me the Horizon, because it doesn't sound like them at all. So the song Heavy Metal gave me hope for about 2 seconds. I was like, heavy metal, maybe they're gonna do an actual hard song on this, and then the whole song is about how they're not playing heavy metal, and I was like, okay, well, you just ruined my life, but that's fine. Whoever they featured on that, I didn't like that. I was like, what is this voice? Ollie's like barely singing in any of the songs anyways, and then they're like, let's throw this person in, and I'm like, I don't know who that person is, and I don't care about them, and I don't like their voice, and then they're just taking more of Ollie's singing time, which he barely even has anyway. Also, just the fact that it's called heavy metal, and it starts out with synthesizers, and they go all the way through, I was like, stop with the synthesizers. Another thing is that his voice and the whatever human being is featured on that, again, I don't even know who, they're so auto-tuned, which I'm pretty sure they did on purpose to kind of make a point about the song not being heavy metal with all the synthesizers, but the auto-tune was terrible. And it took away from Ollie's voice, because even when he's not screaming, when he's just singing, he has a nice voice, he has a pretty voice. I prefer it when he's, you know, doing something more hard, but he has a nice voice anyway, and then they auto-tuned it, and it was so bad. Basically, the song is about how people don't like their new sound, but they don't really care, and they're kind of just like, you know, the kids are mad because it's not heavy metal, but I know what I want, like, we're the band, we know what we're doing, like, we like this new sound, why can't you just get over it? And it's kind of like, I understand that, and I'm glad that's how they feel, but I'm also like, you guys, you're Bring Me the Horizon, what are you doing? The second verse, his vocals do get a little bit harder, you can hear it more, I don't even know how to explain it, just, you know, that more gravelly sort of thing, where he's not screaming or yelling, but it's definitely kind of like a heavy metal kind of voice, even though he's just singing. So I do like that, except for the song kind of just offends me, because he's like, why do you even care if we're not heavy metal? Just get over it, we're pop now. And I'm like, okay, no. The last track on the album is called I Don't Know What to Say, and there's like no vocals. Like there are, but it's just him going, I don't know what to say, kind of like in the background. Like he's not really, the whole song is just kind of weird instrumental things. Like it's just violins. Like it starts out with violins, which again, like in like heavy metal, and in metal people use violins and it sounds great. Black Veil Bride uses violins, like Jinx up there with this weird top hat thing playing the violin. It's great, but like it was like they just kept playing the violin, and then he was like, I don't know what to say. And then they just kept playing the violin, and he was like, I don't know what to say. And then they just kept playing the violin, and I was like, why is this the song on the album? Another thing, the instrumentals. Where are the drums? Where's the bass? Where's the guitar? Where's the actual instrumentals? It's like synthesizers and like a violin. That's not, first of all, a good combination. Second of all, Ollie's not singing, they're not playing their instruments, like, Like, I get it. He wasn't singing, he wasn't saying anything because he doesn't know what to say. But why even make the song? Like, I feel like there was kind of maybe supposed to be some sort of like point to it, like I don't know what to say, and it was like some sort of deep thing. But then it was just violins and him saying I don't know what to say. So I think they definitely could have ended the album stronger, but that's what they gave us. So yeah, that's all the songs. Those are my thoughts on the new album. It's kind of a mess. There's songs that I'm like, okay, yeah, that's good, and there's songs where I'm like, what are you doing? So yeah, I wouldn't say stop listening to Bring Me the Horizon. Like, listen to the songs you like, and if you like a song off this album, listen to it. But I'd also say don't save the whole album just because you have to, because you like Bring Me the Horizon. Because, you know, a lot of songs aren't very pleasant to listen to, so I just wouldn't put them on your playlist. Well, I don't really have anything else to say except for you should probably like the video because that would be cool, and that's what YouTubers are supposed to say, so you should like the video. Honestly, it's not that hard. But like, I like all the videos I watch because it's so easy. Like, just click it. Like, it's fine. And that like makes someone feel good. So yeah, if you don't like the video, that'd be cool. Make me feel good. Click the button, whatever. Do all the stuff. Also, another really easy button to click is the subscribe button. It's just like right there underneath the like button. You just click it, and then you're just subscribed, and it's cool. And then if you want to click the bell too, 3 clicks. You want to be really an overachiever and click on 3 things, you can click on the bell too. I try to make these videos every time a new album comes out, sometimes a new song comes out, but I haven't really been able to release any of them because I had to go to school for a long time. I just dabbed. That was not on purpose. I'm sorry. So I know I don't have very many music reviews, if any actually, on my channel right now, but I promise I do review music. I plan these things, I listen to the new albums, I do stuff like this. So if you liked the video, subscribe and turn on the bell so you will get notified when I do something. Also, just if you really hate subscribing to people and you just don't want to subscribe to me, just remember Ari Grace, that's me, that's my channel. And then when a new thing comes out, you could be like, oh hey, I wonder if that one really weird scene chick did a video about it. And then you could just Google me, or I guess YouTube me, search me on YouTube, whatever. Another thing, I know that I really don't like to subscribe to that many people. It just bothers me to have all these videos and notifications. I'm like, okay, I just kind of did like a purge and unsubscribe from like 5 people the other day, and I feel kind of bad, but on the other hand, I'm like, I don't actually watch your videos anymore, so I don't need to be subscribed. So if you're like me, you can follow me on Instagram, because I know people follow like 1 million. Some of you guys follow like 2,000 people on Instagram. That is absurd. Yeah, I don't know. At least that way you don't have to subscribe, but you can still find out if I post a video about a band that you like. Also, comment bands that you like, because I want to know what kind of reviews you want to see. Like, and also, I need better bands, because, you know, all the good bands are doing this. This is happening, and I don't... Comment good metalcore, or metal, or emo music. Emo music is dead. I'm sorry. The emo bands are just not emo, and then, I mean, obviously MCR shouldn't have mentioned that, sorry. But comment good music, comment all the good post-hardcore, all the bands you like, even if they're not together anymore, rip MCR. Please don't kill me, I'm just kidding. But yeah, so I know what kind of stuff you guys want to see, what kind of bands you want me to review, and if you have a band that just released an album or a song, or they're going to, you know, they have their album scheduled or whatever, comment that down below. Comment like your top 3 favorites, so I get an idea. And also, if I like any of the bands, I'll heart your comment, and you'll know that we're like totally twinning. Alright, that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. It means the world to me, especially if you watched until this point. Sorry about the new Bring Me the Horizon album. It is what it is. We just have to take what we get. Subscribe if you feel like it. I'd love it if you did. Remember to accept the things that you cannot change and change the things that you cannot accept. You guys are amazing. I love you. I love you. I love you. Peace out.
Hold on tight